Dwayne. Welcome back, my friend. Welcome to another episode of No Country for Otakus. We back here. We back here this week. And we're talking about Arcane, the 9-episode Netflix original on the popular game in Korea and I guess around the world, League of Legends. Huh?
Yo, you get paid for that.
You get paid, man. That boy be making money to jump around on teams to be signing with teams and shit. It's almost like a pro NFL or something like that. Like,
yeah,
it's for gaming. For e-gaming. They got commentators and shit.
Yeah, you should find a team.
I hate that game though.
E-pro game, but there's more than one. There's Madden.
I hate Madden too. I used to love Madden. Huh?
There's Formula One.
Oh god, that shit is like next day possible to get on. But yeah, you got to learn how to play with the controller stuff. I have to like put copious amounts of hours of practice, like just to get decent. Just to get decent, huh?
You got a wheel?
I got a wheel, but it's like it doesn't have like manual. It doesn't have like the clutch
pedals
because I just use automatic, so it was cheaper. And I need to get a stand so I can attach it to, because putting it on the desk sucks. But I don't know, man. If you see my channel, bro, like I guess the only thing that I would probably play like competitive is MLB The Show. We good? We rolling?
Yeah.
Okay, we rolling. So yeah, man. So I don't know. Probably I don't know. MLB The Show.
MLB. You'll be an MLB pro gamer. That would be cool.
I don't think there's a pro league for it though. That's the only thing. My problem with the way I game though is like I just like to play games, and if you look at all the games on my channel, bro, they're all like single player, extreme chill. Like it's just like click click. Like I was playing Starview Valley the other day, where you literally just build a farm. You like go around, you talk to your neighbors. And fucking pick up flowers and shit. Like there's games that you should smoke a joint. You just like it's just mellow stuff. House flipper. Like there's no point scale that oh my god, I'm gonna lose. You know what I mean? So
it's all chill, maximum chill.
I just don't think competitive gaming is for me. They'll get mad because I don't care. Like if we start to lose, I'll be like, I'll probably start laughing at myself and shit. You said that guy's playing for money? They'll hate me, man. Shawn, take it serious.
Exactly. So here's my thing, right? What's the difference between that and gambling?
What? Oh, you mean competitive gaming? Competitive gaming? I won't say it's gambling.
Really?
What's gambling is okay, so like in Madden's case, you have the ultimate team, there's cards and shit. That shit's gambling. Because when you putting money to try to get like a card is randomized and stuff, it's almost like putting money into a slot machine. And you're just going by chance. Like the ultimate team thing is gambling. Or anything that requires you to take risks to get like a certain item. I consider that gambling in gaming. But it's not considered gambling.
I consider it gambling because
it's also different.
Exactly. For me, if you play a sport, right, you win a trophy, right? So it's not and granted, the NBA and other organizations like that made it paid kind of activity. So it's not regardless of how you perform, everybody within the organization gets paid. With these esports games, the person who wins gets the pot. And when I see that sort of systemic hierarchy, it reminds me of poker. Because not everyone's being paid to be an esport gamer. It's like you have to win in
you gotta get pretty far Like you got to get pretty high up in the e-gaming world to start making any money.
So it's not to say like a lot of people have been saying, "Oh yeah, I'm a pro gamer." Well, yeah, you're not paid unless you win the pot. This is a gamble.
Yeah, but it's also performance based. Where gambling, I think, is almost like randomized. If you get what I'm saying, like, like if you think of the anime we talked about, well, they were cheating, so I'm not even gonna talk about that. They were cheating is left, right, and center of that motherfucker. But like, if you think of a slot machine and you don't think that the house rigging it and stuff, but you pull the lever, you put a quarter in, you pull the lever, and you're trying to get 3 sevens across the board, but it just randomly is a chance that you're never going to get it. It's like what, one in like some ridiculous number as it goes across. You see the cherries and stuff. So for e-gaming, if your team is really good, like really, really good, and you start from the bottom, eventually you're going to like shoot up the ranks. So you just be murdering teams like Call of Duty. You know what I mean? So it's still like performance based to a point. But Madden's so fucking broken that shit probably is gambling because you never know how the damn game gonna play. Like you fumble in the damn ball, they can't pick the ball up and the ball's kicking all over the field and shit. So who fucking knows, man? But anyway, that's it for our little jump in. We're gonna probably chat some more and shoot the shit, but we about to get into this shit, man. So let's chat anime.
Let's chat. My voice works.
It's barely there, but it's there. There's hope. All right, man. So Dwayne, bro, did you catch the 9? Obviously you did, but what did you think about the 9 episode Arcane, man? What you think about it?
Sorry to disappoint you guys.
You don't
I thought
disappoint
it was good, but it was just okay.
Okay. I thought that fucking show was magnificent. So if you saw my fucking TikTok review, so on TikTok I do like little movie reviews and shit. I also throw them on my IG. I get that bitch a 10 on the 10. Hey. And it's only because honestly I was skewed because Dwayne knows when it comes to me, man, if you get me a really, really good like villain, bro, I'd be like, like, bro, like, oh my god, like I like heroes. Don't get me wrong, heroes are, they give us hope. But if a hero doesn't have like a legit villain, bro, like I feel like the whole story kind of sometimes falls flat. Some of them pull it off, but man, but yeah. So Dwayne say it was okay. So pretty much so just to go over what Arcane's about real quick. So there's like civil unrest between the Utopia. I got the name here. Piltover. What a name. And the undercity of Zaun. And so yeah, it's based around these sisters, Vi, and at this point her name is Powder.
Oh, and, thank you. I could not remember her.
Yeah, Powder. She's not Jinx yet, right? And so what happened is, as kids, they're going around, they're doing jobs, stealing and shit for the to survive in the underworld. And an incident happens, and from there it just kicks off a whole unfortunate amount of events, and it just so the story is pretty much based around them. It's also based around like the politics of the utopia. I don't know how you're utopia, but you built on top. And hey, America. So
I was about to say like,
that was like, yeah, you're right. I saw it as soon as I said it. I was like, oh wait, I live here. So and then there's like technologies being introduced to which eventually ends up being used for war and stuff like that. And yeah, and it's interesting, man. It's very character driven. There's a lot of characters that show up in here, which is cool because I guess on the game there's champions and stuff. So they were trying to go through like each like the different champions and stuff. So it's pretty interesting. And shit hits the fan real hard, especially how it ended. Anyway, so go ahead and give your initial thoughts, man. Go ahead and give your initial thoughts, man, about the story.
No, you go this time. I want to hear your side.
Who, me? Oh,
yeah.
Okay. So that's pretty much how the synopsis of it. So my thoughts on the story, honestly, man, and we've said it a lot of times, and we've reviewed it in multiple anime. You got strong characters, man. You got strong written characters. It makes it a little easier to wove in the story. Especially when you're bouncing around with multiple characters, because there's a litany of characters throughout this story. Yeah. You got obviously like Powder,
multiple main characters.
V, yeah. You know, you got Jace, who ends up being in charge of the I guess you call it Parliament. I'm gonna just call it Parliament right now because I don't know the council.
Jace was the scientist guy.
Yeah. That ends up being in charge. That was sleeping with that fine ass black girl. I'm looking at this. I was like, man, she a cartoon.
Black anime girls.
She a cartoon, bro. I was like, bro, but she fine as hell. That sister fine, bro. She was drawn. I think her mom scared me.
She was absolute boy. The mom was good too.
I ain't saying she was bad. I'm just saying, like, because she was so like massive. Like you saw the kid that came and picked her up from the port.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, there's that. Then there was Victor, which is like the JS's best friend. So his little story going on because he was like sickly and kind of crippled and stuff. So his thing going on. Then there was Echo. He shows up He shows up at the beginning. He's a little kid, and then like he shows up later. He has a whole utopia with all the orphans and stuff. So like there's a whole bunch of stuff. Then obviously the guy that was actually trying to overthrow the government.
What was the name of the professor that owned the city of Piltover before he was forced to resign?
You mean the furry dude?
Oompa Loompa thing, yeah.
The Oompa Loompa? Heimerdinger,
yeah.
He's a yodel. Okay.
Yeah, he reminded me of the Oombas from Final Fantasy VIII. Those little orange
You know
things.
What? You are right. I didn't even think about that, man.
When I first saw it, I was like, oh shit, Final Fantasy VIII. And I was like, he's a Oomba. And then he started talking. I was like, you sound just like that. This is so cool.
Then there was Caitlin, who works with V, which is one of the sisters. Mm-hmm. V is on the good. Well, she's considered a hero at this point. So there's like points of this story, obviously, and Dwayne talked about it offline. Sometimes, man, these kids, bro, like you just need to listen. You just need to listen. Dwayne was Dwayne was on it. There's like, like that one thing she didn't listen. And we talk about Powder right now because they went to save the fatherly figure. I can't remember his name. That owned the bar and stuff that he was taking care of him. And they pretty much had it handled. They had it handled. And they had told Powder, hey, Powder, stay behind because, you're too young. But in actual fact, it's like because she does a lot of stuff that causes like bad luck.
Trouble.
They was like, just stay behind. So, but she went anyway to help. But unfortunately, by doing that, she made shit extremely worse. Like, it was like, you make stuff. It was like a mix-up. This went next level. Like, she pretty much killed everybody except V, man.
The thing is, right? I wasn't even, when that happened, I wasn't even mad that she had killed the father figure guy. I was mad that she had killed the other two boys because they in my eyes, they had just evolved because they were doing so with, or at least you got the impression from the opening scene that they were good, but they weren't consistent. And then
they got in that fight.
The guy that fight had to tell you, little man, calm down, you got this. And he'd do it. And he was doing it real quick. And then the big guy, he finally started thinking of plans because if you look at the beginning, V always made the plans because he
Yeah.
said so, and he started to figure out a way. And that little Rasta man Jared killed him, man.
But
You know what I feel like?
unknowingly.
You know what I felt like? It felt like you had spent like 2 months raising this Pikachu, and you got a Thunderstone, and it turned into a Raichu, and then Mewtwo came around and was like, dead. You worthless. So like, story over.
That's that Pokemon used to kill humans. Just killed everybody. Yeah, I could see that. And honestly, why I thought that was brilliantly, as frustrating as that is, I thought that was brilliant because it actually makes you have feelings for the characters that got killed. Like you like, because you're not thinking they're gonna get killed, right? You like, because they evolve. You're seeing the evolution and stuff. At this point, you're like, okay, they're gonna be an intricate part of the story. And the writer was like, "Ha, psych, motherfuckers! I killed everybody, right?" so then, like, she's at the bottom, like she falls off the building, and V ends up at the bottom of stuff, and she's like, "Oh man, I was trying to help. You know, did we save?" And then like V's like calls her Jinx. Because early in the show, they called her Jinx because every time they go on like a job to smuggle stuff, something would happen. Something would happen on behalf of her, right? Like earlier in the thing, they raided Jace's house, and that's when she found the little I don't even know what they call those balls. Yeah, what do you call them?
The hex core.
Yeah, the hex cores, and then one exploded and blew the fucking half the building out. But who found it? Powder. So after she realized that the girl's like, it was your fault, yada yada yada, you're a Jinx, I left her in the street, just abandoned her ass. And hence the greatest villain, the character arc was born. Yes. 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 So she runs off. V runs off, abandons her sister out of rage. And like, you know, it's like in one hand, you're like, man, that's your sister, bro. Like, you just left her in the fucking street. But on the other hand, you just like murked the whole fam, like most of the family. So you kind of understand why she fucking dipped, right?
Thing is, she didn't even like fully left her because she started to walk away, and then she was like, nah, that's my sister, and she turned back. And then Marcus kidnapped her and told her that we'll get. Yeah.
Nah, bro, because he walked up and she was like, my sister left me, and she hugged him. She went willingly.
No, that wasn't Marcus. Marcus was the police officer.
Wait. Who got kidnapped exactly? Who you talking about? V?
V.
Oh.
She was turning back to go to her.
Yeah.
She was with the other guy.
Right. Oh, I thought you meant Jinx. I was like,
not Jinx.
I was like, Jinx ain't get kidnapped, bro. She went willingly. And she was so young and so volatile, bro. She made that switch to like, my sister loves me, fuck her. She left me out here. The guy was like, hey, so pretty much she gets roped up with old dude.
What was his name?
Dude, oh my God. I just had his name here too.
And was he actually the guy's brother? Or
Soko.
Soko.
I think they were just like really close friends when they were young. So to that point that they called them brothers, called them each other's brothers. So it was almost like if you really think about Powder at this point and V, how they were like siblings. But then you think like one level up, you had him and the other dude. And the guy was like, I had to kill my brother in his heart to go on the crusade that he wanted to crew on.
Yeah, I thought that was a really good rating.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie. Episode 1 to about 3 was really good. Afterwards, I got a lot of great. But
tell me your gripes
first. No, you finish first.
I'm done. I don't want to like talk the whole fucking story. Because I need point. All right. So Dwayne say he didn't like after 3. Honestly, man, I thought the whole thing was good, man. I understand they're gonna be place points of that they ain't focus on Jinx the whole time. They focus on V. V didn't show up for a good minute. She was out the story for a little bit. It was interesting to see how they were using that substance to like people were getting strung out on this shit down in the underground and stuff. You saw like the falling of
math.
Pretty much. It was pretty much math. But like out of desperation, man, people resort to stuff to try to escape. At this point, it was that nasty drug. Silco was pretty much running the underground. V was with him. I thought that was pretty interesting. Also, it was interesting to see like the politics of the utopia, as they said, up top. With Jace. I thought the situation with Jace was pretty cool. Him like because he was just a scientist. He was just trying to find a way to better life for everybody, literally, even the underground. But then he slowly started to get persuaded against that until like close to the end when he was actually going to fight for the underground to get independence. So that the way this anime end, that shit off the table. Also, I thought go ahead. I thought the parliament, the different characters of the parliament, I could just stick with parliament, council or whatever. The way they were like manipulating each other, because we all know in real life politicians is trash, right? So, like, huh?
No cough.
Biden, McConnell. Anyway, I call the whole thing, but all of them. Anyway, so fucking Fondo Stewart. I ain't coughing that name. Anyway, what was I saying? So yeah, so it was interesting to see because now he's like he's part of the council and stuff. He's like trying to manipulate so he could get what he wants. So then his best friend, you see him struggling because the dude like on his last leg, man. You could see all the blood draining from his face. He's on his fucking crutches and shit. So and then how far he was willing to go.
One of my grapes. That was one of my grapes that I had.
Okay, elaborate.
What is it, Victor or Hector?
His name was Victor.
Right. So Victor, I thought that Arcane had too many protagonists. If they had focused on Vi and Jinx or Vi and Jinx and Jis and Victor story and how they kind of intertwine, I thought it would have really been better because my thing was up to when he struggled, his background was not important. So then when he started getting sick, I was like, oh shoot, like the hex score started to affect him. But then they gave him a whole backstory that was completely away from the hex score. And then they tried to mesh it into the guy working for Silco. So then you had a story that was open that to me wasn't closed.
I mean,
it wasn't.
Well, it's only one season.
Yes, I know, but they didn't give it enough time that you could. Well, with that story arc, you didn't have enough to sympathize with his illness. You had enough to understand his heartbreak of when he destroyed the girl.
Okay.
But you didn't have enough to sympathize with why he would go as far to really delve into the hex core. Because if you remember in the backstory, the old man was telling him, in the name of science and life and progression, anything goes. But he was strongly against it because he had a really strong connection to.
You know what happened, man?
Right.
He started using the fucking shit for weapons. Remember, he was also against that. Jace actually, Jace is who started. He didn't want to do it at first. Then Jace was like, "I'm gonna start doing it because the war is for protection." You know, he always starts with the protection.
Yeah.
And then he would, but like you said, man, I understand. It's one of those situations like, no, if they were to they ain't gonna cancel it. But if they had canceled Arcane, no, I'll be like, what the fuck? Because that story obviously started so late in the like you said, it didn't get fleshed. It hasn't been fleshed out enough yet. Obviously, it's supposed to stretch right into the second season.
Yeah,
and I think they also had to do it to introduce the man in the cave, because the man in the cave is who helped save Jinx later on when she fights Echo.
Yeah,
when she was on the state thing.
Mm-hmm.
So, but continue. Sorry, my bad. But I understand what you're saying.
No, that's fine. Yeah. So that was my gripe. So to me, you kind of opened that question that distracted away from the main story. Like, you understand it was a setup for a second season, but yet it was a very, because he's a protagonist as well. So he had a very strong impact on that on the story. So what I would have preferred is that they kind of left that to the end, where Jinx did what she did. Caitlyn kind of
would have been hard. Would have been hard to put that story in the end though, because in the end they hardcore focus on Jinx and
you don't put the story. But that's the thing. You don't put that story in the end. You just put the point where he starts to give blood to the Hex Corps. And you say, like, okay, that opens a whole new story. And you're like, well, he was really against this. Like, why now is he going down the path that his mentor?
So it's not more this what happened. It's not because it happened. It's just placement.
Yeah, placement for me. Placement to me was a distraction, because then it was like, oh shoot, this is a real. I liked Hector Victor. I was like, oh,
well, you can call him Hector, man. I'm joking. I'm fucking with you.
No. There's a valid reason. Hector is somebody from another anime. And
really? Because the only Hector I remember is the one from Troy.
No.
Hector!
Yeah. But right. So I was really invested into Victor. I was like, oh yeah, I like Victor. And then when I saw him dying, I was like, really? All right, we can brace yourself. And then they opened the story, and I was like, okay. And then it was a deep story. It's not like a shallow.
Yeah, it's not like a shallow thing.
It was a deep introduction. And then it just ended it and went back to Jace and the war and everything. And I was like, that's a distraction. Because I want to know what happened to Victor. So
I could see that. He was fighting with himself, because he had at one point accepted the fact he was about to die. And then he made Jace like kind of promise that he wouldn't do the weapons thing. But then he still went and did the weapons thing.
Yeah.
And he was like, man, I can't let people keep steamrolling me like this. So that's when he went to visit the dude. But once you got to that point and he inadvertently killed the girl that liked him, then it went back to, it started to focus on the end game, which was Silco, Jinx, Vi,
and Zaun. Right. That's what I said. You had enough.
And Caitlyn.
That you didn't need to put in that part. Because if you remember,
I actually have no problem with it, but I get you.
Yeah. If after he had come back, what had really switched him, not only did he make the weapon, but he crossed the bridge after Jace had put up the ban. And he was like, oh yeah, we need to protect ourselves from them people. And he was like, them people? Like, bro, I come from there. Like, you forget that? And then he was like, all right, cool. So that's how we rolling.
Right.
So I think that was enough to push the story. And it did. So, you know me, if I could take out something and the story still continues, that's where it's got gripes with it. And for me,
I guess they put it in because the amount of time he had before he died, though. Because remember, the guy's like, how much time I got left? Well, they never really, I don't think they actually tell you how long. So I'm assuming that it was going to be pretty soon. So if you let it stretch out too long, like, oh, well, he's supposed to die, then the character is still there. You're just like,
not really, because he had donated some of the blood to the Hex Corps before. And then right
Well,
after,
and he didn't really start to like technically heal until he got the thing took over his body, though.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. So they had to introduce him going to because he didn't do anything until he went to the guy. The guy gave him like the thing. Then he started fucking. Remember, he kept fucking with the het score, and it would always like thing. And the guy's like, "I guess you didn't do the right thing." So you still needed that part, or he wouldn't know to put the blood in it. We agree to disagree on this point. I actually thought it was. I understand what you're saying because it is such a major piece to the puzzle that to introduce it like that and then to have to like kind of like abandon it for a bit as you were starting to focus more on Jace going down to the underworld working with V to break up Silco's drug stuff, and then to focus on Jinx because we all know we want to, well, at least me, want to see Jinx, right? Because she's my favorite villain. She's like, not favorite villain, but in this story, she's like a beast villain, you know, especially with her back and forth at the end with the two chairs. I thought that was pretty good. So yeah, definitely. And obviously they calling it a utopian stuff, but they're doing shady shit. Like, did y'all see that prison?
Oh yeah.
Fuck yo, America. Bro, the prison system brutal. They're beating up that girl, like V in there by her, V locked up. They're beating the shit out of V, man. Because the guy's like, do you need some time with the, you know, the warden? He's like, do you need her to get some persuasion? I'm like, yo, they're beating on her, man. So V come out, V angry. Like the girl, Caitlin. So Caitlin is she works for the police force, but her family's like high in the parliament thing, right? Her mom and stuff. Yeah. So this girl, no, all the guys on the force don't take her seriously. You know that character. There's one of those characters everywhere. So she's like trying to prove herself. You could tell she's actually good at being a police, whatever. So she gets V out of prison. Like, but did she forge Jace's signature? Yeah. She forges Jace's signature and gets her out. And they end up trying to work together to go down to the underground and stuff. And obviously V's whole purpose at this point is to find Powder Jinx. She don't know her as Jinx. She just knows her at Powder. So no, we gonna talk about Jinx, dog. That's my girl, bro. Fucking Jinx, bro. We're sorry.
Really?
Jinx is a certified lunatic, bro. She's a fucking schizophrenic. All the people that her brother, or I'm gonna call her brothers and stuff. The two kids that got hurt at the beginning and stuff, they're literally haunting her. Drawing. Bro, she drawing them. She got like the stuffed animals like around the table and shit, bro. She talking to them, but they berating her when she messes up and stuff. Her entrance when she was like a little older, she shows up on the ship. She has like a big fucking Gatling gun. She got the cloud tattoos, bro. The blue cloud tattoos, bro. But every time she sees someone that resembles V, she loses her shit, right? Like loses the plot. So the whole point is that she still hasn't let go of V like that, right? That's like the underlying theme. Yeah. So, but when she not like fucked up like that, she prolific as shit, bro. Like she pretty much the Joker.
I see more Harley Quinn, but
but yeah. The only thing is because for me is Harley Quinn, I guess. The reason I said Joker is because she's a little more erratic. Harley Quinn, even though she was erratic and stuff, her whole thing was like being hitched to the Joker. I don't know, man. I don't know.
Yes. The reason why I don't see Joker was because Joker's...
I'm going to tell you why I see Joker, but go ahead.
Okay. Joker's... I can't believe I'm about to make this physics reference. Joker's law of motion was, this is fun. I do this because it's fun. Whereas with her, it was more, her lunacy was more so a reaction to certain things. So it would be like when she thought Soko was gonna betray her, then she would go off the handle. Or when what was her name? Vitson, Soko's right hand woman. And she was like, oh, she's a loose cannon and she's not worth it. She was like, oh, I'm gonna show you, I'm gonna prove it. Like it was more reactive. So I saw that kind of like Harley Quinn, because when Harley disengaged from Joker, I'm thinking more of the Injustice comments. When she disengaged from Joker, her stuff was more reaction to people saying, oh, your Joker's number 2. And then she would get crazy and do stuff and things like that. And then she had to link back up with Batman to have some sort of direction.
Okay.
So that was why
that's actually brilliant. The only reason I tie her to Joker, and obviously I ain't talking about the whole, they're two different characters. The only reason I tied her to this because one of the origin stories for the Joker was he was just a regular guy. He had a bad day. His wife died. You know, he had a bad day.
You mean Killing Joke?
Yes. Well, it's part of the Killing Joke thing. But yeah, right. And that's what pushed him down that psychotic path, right? In her case, her bad day was when she blew up the thing with I killed the 2 guys and her dad and stuff, right?
Yeah.
So it pushed her down insanity. That's all I was saying. It was like one bad day causes her to go fucking nuts. So that part is where I tied it. But I get what you're saying. So I could say it's probably like a hybrid.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Okay. We could go with that. I like that better. All right. There we go. Cooperation, motherfuckers. All right. I'm just saying, like, the Harley Quinn thing makes sense.
Yeah.
But at the beginning, the bad day thing also ties in. So look, boom.
Yeah.
2 pieces.
I have a theory that Harley Quinn is actually more psychotic than Joker.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, bro. Oh. She's a thinking psychopath, bro. Like, she's brilliant. We ain't gonna pretend like Harley Quinn ain't a fucking doctor. Like she's a genius. She's smart.
Yeah.
You know, like some of the stuff that Joker's done in the comics has been a little like, unless you're thinking of what's his name, Joker, Heath Ledger's Joker, then you're just like, well, yeah, that motherfucker. Nah. That dude was next levels. That next level brilliant villain. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm thinking more comic Joker. Joker had, to me, an obsession. So then he was with Batman. And that was
he didn't even care about Bruce Wayne.
Yeah. And he knew it for years.
He knew he was Bruce Wayne.
For years.
He just didn't give a shit. His obsession was with Batman. But let's not go too far down this road.
Yeah.
Because that's a whole 30-minute segment right there. Knowing us. So Jinx, Harley Quinn, Joker combined, but she was going through it, man. Especially like when she because she was creating what Soko was asking her to do was create a weapon to attack Parliament, right?
Yeah.
Remember that point. So he keeps telling her to finish it, and she's like, "Yeah, I'm working on it and stuff." But because she in the beginning she had these little toys that will like move and stuff, but they were like harmless until she put the core thing in it.
The core in it.
And it became like a bomb. So she has like a bunch of these, man. She just be using them. When he made her introduction, she blew that building up.
Call blah.
Yo.
B. When I saw that, right? Because the policeman was like, help. No, the voice was like, help. And then the policeman got in and she was like, help, I can't find the detonator. I was like, oh shit. Dude.
Yo. I was like, yo, this girl nuts, man.
People sky high, B. I was like,
bro.
Yo, that is serious.
Fucking A, man. Fucking A. And then so just to go on more onto the Jinx and V thing. Also, when the problem is every time V shows up, so V eventually meets up with her on top like a water tower or something. Because she blows the flare. She does the blue flare. And when there was kids, she's like, anytime you like this flare, I'll be there. So V shows up and tries to talk to her. And then Caitlyn comes in. And the thing is, they all have a beef with the, I guess, what do they call them, the Royal Police or Royal Guard or whatever.
Yeah, Royal Guards.
Because they were the ones that killed their parents. So she up there, Jinx up there half crazy, right? We already admit she pretty much a lunatic. And V comes back. She's like, oh, V, like, she's like, okay, my sister's back. Okay, we're good. And then Caitlyn shows up in a fucking uniform. And she's like, you and this bitch. Loses the plot. And then Echo and them boys showed up.
Yeah.
And all hell breaks loose. And Jinx pulled out the Gatling gun, bro. I love that Gatling gun, bro. And I'm just like, so like at that point, this even made the divide even worse because now at this point, Jinx like, V, first you left me on the street. And then we come up here and you bring this bitch and then all these motherfuckers.
You replace me with the enemy.
With the enemy. And then all these people come up here too. So the divide even get a little further. And then the other divide is when it was on the bridge and V runs the opposite direction. She sees her up there. She just keeps running. At this point, Jinx is like, yeah, she abandoned my ass, man. The bridge scene was pretty cool.
You love her more than you love me.
The bridge scene was pretty cool because you got to see Echo and Jinx fight. Echo was pretty sick, man. I look forward to hopefully we get some more scenes. I want to see some more stuff with him, man. Especially because he pretty much got like a whole army of people in that utopia. Go ahead.
Yeah. That was my second break.
Oh God.
They kept
Go ahead. No, go. I like to hear this.
Because my thing is if you're gonna tell a story, focus on that story. Like I understand there are tons of protagonists, but focus on one point at a time. So the war and the divide between the city and the characters who had close bonds when they were younger, they're older, that kind of stuff. That was cool. What I kept hating was when Jace and the black girl was talking and they would say, oh yeah, Heimdallr's been alive for 300 years and he saw what happened in the first war and things like that. And then you'll like instantly switch to Heimdall talking with somebody or even talking with Jason a bit to be like, when I was younger, I saw what happened to the people in the first war and stuff like that. And they show the image where the person who was in charge was the same person who had saved Jace. And I was like, what are you doing? This is distracting from the actual story that's going on now. If you're going to mention it once so that we understand what is the basis of
I didn't get distracted that
actions, much. Some of the actions to what they're doing.
Okay.
But if you constantly like pushing it there, then you're pretty much opening the door to, okay, so what's the story? Like, and then that was, I think the reason why I had gripes with them was not necessarily that they did it, was that it was just abandoned.
It's not abandoned though.
I know, because it set up for season 2.
That's all I'm saying. This is the problem with series. If you're trying to make multiple, now the question is, say it ends up being like, what Netflix usually do? 3 parts? They usually go to like 3. If they let you go 3 parts. We going off like the Castlevania situation. 3. We assume He-Man's going to do 3.
Oh God, yes.
Or 4. Because they got a whole new villain now. Finally. Oh my God.
Are we reviewing that? Discussing that?
Yeah, we'll do that next week. Not next week. We'll do that. I don't know how we're gonna fit it in because the show after this is probably gonna be the one for New Year.
New Year discussion.
Okay, I thought you want to do the anime of the year.
Yeah. When I say New Year discussion, I meant after that. Like that would be the first thing we do.
Oh, that'll bring in the New Year. Okay, I got you.
Yeah,
that'll probably be the first one the next year. But anyway, what I was saying is, Dwayne, you are right, man. I get you, bro. Because like this is the thing. You always bank that you're gonna get a new season. So they're writing it like they were going to get a new season. Problem is if they got that fucking Cowboy Bebop treatment, no, there's a whole bunch of threads out there just flying in the fucking wind. And they're just like, nah. Or if it gets abandoned completely, and then it's just like a massive plot hole at the end of the fucking series. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm assuming that they're gonna go in more to that because now he's with them kids, because he's with Echo and them kids. So I'm assuming there's going to be like a segment or something that he explains what's going on. But I get what you're saying. It's almost like a lot, and they only had 9 episodes to work with. So
yeah.
So they were just like,
whereas with Bebop focused on the main story. What was the rift between Spike, Julia, and Thing, and then
as much as I hated it.
Yeah, they closed it off. So that was cool. So,
wait, you talking about the cartoon anime or the live action?
The live action. Action.
And I just want to make sure because it's different in the anime. So
yeah, they closed it off and set you up for season 2, which would have the different main point, which is Julia knowing blah 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 blah.
Yeah. Yeah, Julia in charge. What's his name's in the fucking cellar.
Yeah. So
yeah, I got you.
So that was my thing, and
so we all realized it was Dwayne's gripes here. Introduction of too many storylines.
Yeah, too many storylines opening. You pretty much be in Marvel and just opening timelines that don't worth name, and not closing them.
At this point is whatever. I Marvel's Marvel, man. They've been doing it for so fucking long. I don't even care. Spider-Man is pretty good, guys. Anyway, we'll talk about that later. So yeah. So the bridge scene was pretty cool. You're gonna get hyped for that, especially because they kill all the fucking police.
Bro.
Mass murder, which was kind of sad because that dude was doing that because they were threatening his daughter.
Yeah,
just go ahead and get this to my daughter, man, because I'm about to die. Also,
did you sympathize with him?
Nope.
Okay.
I don't give a fuck. Fuck the 5-0. Anyway, just joking. Don't ban me. Like I can't understand because he was, but they weren't threatening his daughter prior till he started like doing like
because the little girl was 4.
Yeah, then he fucked up, and then they went and like threatened the fact, yeah, you need to fix this, because Caitlin, kept snooping. So the guy ran and took he's like, hey, you need to fix this shit, or are we going your daughter? So he was dirty before. He wasn't he the guy that went in the underground in the beginning with with the woman? Yeah, he was dirty all the time. Fuck him. I ain't got sympathy.
He was dirty for like 4 years prior to that little girl.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That was 3 years he was dirty without anything being held over.
It's just a little different because they started threatening his family. But you dirty the whole time.
And then he was the one that threw V in the prison for all them years.
He threw V in prison. He got his partner fucking murked. The woman from the beginning that trained Caitlin.
How did she get killed?
I remember he double crossed. I can't remember because it's so early in the anime, but I remember he double crossed. Because they were going to wrestle dude. They were going to wrestle dude.
So it was when there was a wrestling.
Yeah,
because I just remember the beast.
Ahsoka coming that bitch.
Yeah. I just remember the beast taking out the guy and the guy's friend.
Yeah,
I don't remember him like attacking the woman. But
she got smite, bro.
Yeah.
Because then the guy was like, he told her, he was like, you weren't supposed to kill her. And he was like, dude, I'm in charge here. What the fuck you talking about? And left him.
Yeah, you got your money.
You got your money. So he was dirty from the jump. So for me, from when I turned around and saw that, I was like, hey, man, Karma's a bitch. And it just hits different now because he had somebody that he cared about more than money. You know what I mean? And he also was like against the people from the underground anyway, so he didn't really give a fuck about none of those people down there. You know what I mean? So, yeah. I feel I probably have more sympathy for the people that just around him that were just showing up on Monday. Oh, I'm showing up for work. Get fucking murdered on a bridge. Like, I have more sympathy for them dudes than that guy. But it's just sad because the daughter is like an orphan.
You get murdered on the bridge because this dude created a psychopath.
Yeah, pretty much. So yeah, because if V had come back and grabbed her, it would have been a different story. She'd probably be mad at her and shit and like treat her like crap, but she wouldn't have gone down that road.
Or both of them would have got killed, and then you have no story at all.
Both of them would have got killed.
Yeah, because she would have had to fight Soko, and then obviously Soko kills V. Jinx gets crazy and angry, tries to fight him, and she drops one of those.
Because soon that's where the story goes. That's because soon where the story goes. So you knock them both out because they're still kids.
True.
And he had those brutes with him. So
yeah,
who knows? But now I had no sympathy for that guy. Okay. Also another so that part happened, and then pretty much is like going down now to the end. What's her name? Jinx is pretty hurt, and that's when they infuse her with the liquid
liquid meth.
Yeah, they infuse her with that. So no, she's like super, but it like everyone else turns into like she just like her eyes just change color. So I don't know.
I know her brain is like super crazy,
bro, super crazy. So she like hella strong now, right? She hella strong and hella crazy because they were so Selco and old boy meet up, and the guy was like, "Look, man, how we could end this without a war breaking out? How about we give y'all independence?" So at that point, the dude's like, "Well, everything I've been fighting for pretty much is this." He's like, so he's sitting up on the fountain, bro. This part was so fucked up. He's like, and the guy was like, "Well, you got to give up Jinx." That's what he said. You got to give up Jinx. Yeah. So we got to arrest somebody for blowing up the fucking first building back at the beginning,
and the
bridge. He's like, we got to arrest somebody. He's like, oh man. So he's saying down there, he's fighting himself because he looks at Jinx like a daughter. And he's like, well, in one hand, I'm getting everything I wanted, independence for the underground, everything. Like, but on the other hand, I have to am I mad enough to separate from my daughter? Jinx ass behind the statue, bro. All she heard was, yeah, we got to turn her in.
Yeah, B. A whole conversation, and I think that was something that annoyed me about Jinx. I was like, yo, I understand, so I can't hold this against you, or it's not gonna put on the rating. But Jesus, man, the man had a whole solo monologue bro, of how much he loves you, and he can't believe that he needs to make this decision. Not that he made it, he needs to make this decision. And you heard, I can betray you. Are you kidding?
Honestly, man, I know you understand, like you said, it's not going to affect your rating. But you're right, man. Like, she missed all of that. But, like, you count everything else. She's been, especially because V kind of, like, had that, like, did a couple things that she already don't trust nobody, right? The right-hand woman, she had to string her ass up in the office. You remember she strung her ass up because that girl kept bad talking her. V pretty much at this point at 3 abandons. So at this point, all she, like you said, man, she just sat there and she's just like, another motherfucker about to betray me again. Even though he said a whole bunch of other stuff. And then you call it insanity. Because you know their voices were probably chirping in your ear, bro.
High on meth.
Bro, I know she got that thing running through her veins. That meth power. We gonna just like then it goes, man. She has Caitlyn strapped to a chair, V strapped to a chair, Silco strapped to a chair, bro. I like 2 other chairs with like the dummy outlines of the two male friends that died in the beginning. And she has 2 empty chairs, bro. One chair says powder, and the next chair says says Jinx.
Jinx.
And she wake up V, man. She was like, you gotta help me choose, man. Which one am I gonna be? Am I gonna be powder? At this point, I'm like, yo, you already Jinx, bro. You crazy as fuck. Or will you be thing? And they have like that dispute. Like she like trying to convince her, and then Caitlyn asked God up. God damn it, Caitlyn. Sorry, go ahead.
She was winning. She was winning. And then Caitlyn got up.
You see, Caitlyn got up.
So this is my theory now.
Go ahead.
Jinx is not the Jinx. V is the Jinx.
I'm starting to believe it too, bro.
Because everybody around she does like do
to be honest, if V didn't show up, a lot of the stuff that happened to Jinx in that second half of the story probably doesn't happen like that. Outside of her blowing up the building. The first building.
Pretty much.
Right.
And Caitlyn wouldn't have discovered anything about SoCo. And SoCo probably would have get independence a lot earlier without Jinx having to give up Jinx.
Yeah. Pretty much. Because it would have just been that one incident, the bridge scene wouldn't have happened. But yeah, like V was convincing her she was coming back to the somewhat light side, because at this point she's killed so many people we can't really call it a light side, but she was coming back, slowly coming back, and then Caitlyn fucking got out and pulled out a gun on her, right? I think she pulled out the gun on her.
Pulled out her Gatling gun.
She pulled out the Gatling. Jinx did this fucking move. I was just like, Jinx gonna be a problem in season 2.
What do you mean?
With that cocaine running through her veins? Oh, sorry, meth. That meth running through her veins, bro. She did it. Bob, weave, whap, and she hit Caitlyn. Done. One hit. Caitlyn sleep. Caitlyn sleep. And then they were both screaming. Silco and V was screaming at her.
Yeah.
And then somebody flinched.
She's like, no, don't kill Caitlyn. She was like, and SoCo was like, you need to, because she's the enemy.
Yeah.
And then right. So that was my next question for this part though. Do you think SoCo was a genius?
You think he foresaw all that shit about to happen to cause the ending?
A little bit. Because
I don't think he was going to see independence coming though. I think that was the surprise.
That was a surprise. However, when he realized that Jinx was gonna believe V, that was when he started, because all the time he still had the hand free. He was trying to get the hand free, and the hand was free. Right. He was just trying to convince she, and then he realized, like, yo, she gonna believe V. The only card I got is sacrificing her and abandoning her, like that father figures that did love. And then he reached for the gun, knowing that V can shoot him. Not actually.
Was it V that shot her? Shot him, or was it Jinx? Jinx shot him.
Yeah, Jinx shot
because him. She thought that he was going to shoot
V. Right.
V, yeah.
And from him doing that,
that was the final straw, bro.
Right. He was like, a father never abandons his daughter and dies,
bro,
knowing that in her turmoil and demise, she will be like, I need to complete my father's wishes. So I thought it was genius. Man,
I thought it was genius, but now that you threw that wrench in there, 11 out of 10. I already thought it was brilliant. Yo, listen, when he died, and this was probably my favorite part, bro. Decision made. Like you said, father never abandons his child. Jace looked at him, looked at V, went over to the chair. No, the whole point was V was supposed to choose which chair she sat in. Jinx made that decision in herself, bro. She sat in the Jinx chair, bro. She's like, well, It looks like we've made the end. So she finished the weapon, right? Remember I told y'all earlier this day? She finished the weapon. And this whole time I was like, what's this weapon? Let's go, bro. RPG, bro. And shot it at Parliament. Well, everyone was in there about to ratify independence.
Yeah.
Timing, bitch. Timing. And that's where it ends. That's the end of the season. That's the end of the season 1. 9 episodes. Dwayne got my head spinning now with that. The whole like he purposely kind of sacrificed himself so that
that way. Because when I saw it, I was like, he gets her to take up the mantle to fight for independence, and he doesn't have to betray his daughter.
He really did love her.
Yeah, because he really did love her.
He honestly, if V didn't show back up, because he had got her over the whole V situation. Remember when he took her to the water and was explaining to her how he let his brother go? He got a thing. He threw her in the water. Like if V didn't show up after that, I think she would have been somewhat fine. She'll still be crazy, but she would have like lost her plot because then V came back and brought back all those emotions because she thought V was gone. Remember? Mm-hmm. She's like, V's alive? What the fuck? You know, so so honorable mentions throughout this thing. It was interesting to see what the arc stuff was being used to build weapons. Like what's her name had that big gauntlet.
Yeah.
Jace had the hammer. So it's gonna be interesting to see the different because the war is gonna kick off now. So it's gonna definitely be interesting to see the different weapons.
And no, that Parliament is dead. I got a feeling the black girl gonna survive because it's your mother. Because your mother's a war-torn vet. Warlord of business. Everybody dead. Anyway, bounty killer. Yeah. Yo, her mom, bro. She showed up, bro, and the guy, like the little ship came up. Side note, before we wrap up, little ship shows up, and picks her up. She's like, your ride's here. I'm like, what's this little scrawny boy, man? Oh, they're washing her back in this bucket. I was like, wait, what's happening? Like, who's having sex with who? Rip. Anyway, I'm here, little piggy.
Oh God, yeah, pretty much. So, bro. So yeah, man. I thought it was brilliant. Dwayne put in a lot of stuff to make me think about as well. Good, very good points about movie. Also, because Dwayne is a writer, he'd be able to shine like writing stuff that I don't think about. So I actually, that's why I like doing this show, man, because I get to see perspective that I never thought about. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
definitely
dangling storylines. Like I never even thought about that shit. I was just so hyped about Jinx. I'll be real with you. Like this rating is probably just based on Jinx. I just like Jinx. I like a good villain. Why? Let me go Man of Steel. To me, don't get me wrong. Cavill did a great job as Superman. But Zod?
Willem Dafoe. No, Michael Shanahan.
Don't know. Willem Dafoe is
Green Goblin.
Green Goblin. Don't get me wrong. But
you know what?
Spider-Man 1, Green Goblin was it.
Two of them just play such great villains. It's like every movie I see, I'm like, yo.
Look, Willem Dafoe, man.
4 out of 5.
Do you understand that dude looked in the mirror and did a crazy talk to himself and then switched between that and the docile guy in Spider-Man 1? And that's some shit. Yeah. And then Agent Smith, bro.
Yeah.
Just living their lives, oblivious.
It's the smell.
It's the smell. He's like, I hate you. He took the sweat off of Morpheus' face and shoved it up his nose. Anyway, my boy, I'm gonna enjoy watching you die, Mr. Anderson. Anyway, so we're gonna go ahead with all the information. I hope you enjoyed the discussion. Let's jump into ratings. All right. So as always, the ratings are going to be over story, character, music. Yeah, I can see music, animation, and then the overall. We're gonna try to be a little quick here because I think we talked so much in the we did like over an hour of talk on the actual show.
Oh shoot.
Yeah,
that's
bro.
Probably why my wife is texting me.
yeah. So we're gonna try to speed up a little bit. So I'm gonna just I'm gonna just say the category and we just give the number. Is that cool?
All right. Yeah, that's cool.
Instead of going into, and then in the overall, you could give like a short synopsis of your reasoning.
Yeah.
Story.
4.
Okay. 4. I'm gonna give it a 4 too. After talking, makes sense.
Yeah.
Characters.
5.
5. Music.
2.
Music seems so unimportant. The reason I'm gonna say 5 though is because the bridge scene with Echo.
That was probably the only song you remember.
That's the only time they really use music.
Exactly. So that's no.
Yeah.
They use
that's the
they
2
use
points.
music without.
That's the 2 points. Animation.
Ooh. Three and a half.
Animation style was a little wacky. First time I've ever seen that version of animation.
Yeah.
On my end.
Yeah.
Okay. So 4. On my end.
Okay.
4.
Mm-hmm.
All right, man. Overall.
Overall, for this first season, I give it a 3.5.
Solid. I feel like they switched like from last week, where you said that I was like the one down. So after all our discussion and stuff, and my initial watch and my feeling, I'm gonna go with 5. It's a soft 5 though. It would probably be a 4.55 for me because Dwayne has made some really good points I never thought about, and in hindsight, yeah. But I was so fucking hyped watching this shit, bro. that it's hard for me to give it less than a 5 because I get on Instagram. It's on Instagram and TikTok. I get a 10 out of 10. Like, there's no way I could like drop back now. So I'm gonna give it a 5, but it's a soft 5.
Submarine.
Yeah, it's a soft 5. I thought they did a great job. Nothing's without flaws. I think it's a valiant effort, and it came off again. The game renewed. So there's stuff that you could change, but I thought they did a pretty, especially because I didn't give a shit about League of Legends. At least Cowboy Bebop, we cared about Cowboy Bebop because we watched the anime. Like this came out, I don't give a fuck about League of Legends, so I'm going in this like whatever.
Yeah,
go ahead.
I reckon the reason why I give it a 3.5 is because I reckon I don't know the whole story, and I feel like season 2, because when we got more than one season, like I tell you, I just kind of mesh all together and see how it turned out. I really feel like season 2 will be their big season.
Yeah, that's where all the shit gonna happen. That's gonna be the war and stuff.
It'll push them to a 4.5 to 5. So for now, I get a 3.5 because it captured my interest. I do want to see season 2. Apparently, they already got plans for season 3 already. So I don't know.
I just don't want to drag. Don't drag it. Please don't drag it. Oh my God, don't drag this, man. Just do the 3-season arc and call it. I don't need those 5, 6, 7. Because once you start doing that, I lose interest. And that's a lot of problem with me and cable series because they just keep going and going.
Yeah.
Like Flash. That shit's still going. Jesus Christ. Well, Flash sucked for a long ass time. But I'm just saying, like, you get the initial jump, but when you keep, but that's CW. CW does CW stuff. They did 10 seasons of Smallville. Lost me somewhere in season 3. Like,
they did 15 seasons of Supernatural. Jesus.
I fell off at 10. I still haven't watched the rest.
What do you mean?
You finished it though.
Yeah, I did.
I fell off at 10. Once they did like, the God system stuff start coming in there, and they went off. God and his sister left Earth. Okay. I was just like, all right. Yeah. Yeah. All right, guys. So that's it for the review and ratings. We're gonna go into a really short shoot the shit before Dwayne wife comes down with a rolling pin. Shooting the shit starts now. There we go. All right. So, you watch anything this week? Do anything?
Gosh, I did watch something this week, Man, you know what? Fudge all that, B. We got some real shoot the shit to talk about. Before I jump into what I want to talk about for shoot the shit, you watched the documentary with
Oh, I haven't watched it yet. Oh shit.
Yeah.
I gotta watch it.
That's fine. I gotta finish it as well. What I want to talk about is shoot the shit, B. What I want to talk about, because I hype as hell for 2022. Everybody raving about Matrix and
The Matrix comes out next week, but yeah.
And the Batman and all that stuff.
Hey, Batman look good.
All that, B. They look good though. They look good. I got like
Batman look good, bro. I'm gonna lie to you, bro. Batman look good as fuck.
Like,
go ahead.
I'm
What
like,
you hype for, bro?
Robert Pattinson look good, but you see April 2022. Nick Cage. Oh God, jeez. Listen, I don't know what happened.
Nicolas Cage got a movie called Nicolas Cage, bro.
Yes, me.
The self-awareness.
Listen,
why it look so good though?
I don't, because I kind of feel like, and I actually saw this in Pig. I kind of feel like he's not pressured to meet box office ratings. Is literally just, yo, I just enjoy this. Because all right, as bad as Jiu-Jitsu was, Nicolas Cage did a good job.
Nicolas Cage does good jobs. The movie's bad. The problem is the movies are bad that he picks, except for Pig. Pig was fucking magnificent. That was a good movie. But usually Nick Cage is in bad written movies. So, but he does them. So he's like really good. You're like, why are you doing these movies? It's not like Bruce Willis.
Yeah.
Bruce Willis bad. No, bro. He look bad. But anyway, go ahead. Finish talking about Nick Cage.
I know,
bro.
right?
I'm gonna talk about Bruce Willis after this.
So like there's even some movies that he did before. Like I like Next. Next was cool. Really good. And I'm watching them, and then I saw that ad, and I'm like, yo, I can't remember the first time I was ever excited for a Nicolas Cage movie.
Yeah, you're right.
I want to see this because I feel like no, there's no pressure on him. He's just knocking them out the park. Like I said, Jiu-Jitsu was bad, but I think when we reviewed it and when we talked about it, we still gave it a 3.5 because there was a lot of innovation with camera styles and camera movement and stuff like that. The writing was a good concept, but it was very hard to blend together. So you got concept writing, concept camera styles, and then Nicolas Cage was still good. We didn't like how the tree.
They're ragdoll his ass, bro. But he was in the main star, so I kind of understood.
Right. Pig was good, and I still haven't gotten to finish Pig yet. And
bro,
he was doing something else.
Let me talk about Pig once you're done.
Yeah. Recently came out that was also good. I'm like, man, like he just knocking them out the park. You see like how Dwayne Johnson started and he had terrible movies.
Oh my god.
And now his movies aren't that terrible.
Well, he's also popular enough now that he could get away with like stuff. Because to me, Dwayne Johnson, what he's done
was crap.
Huh?
Jumanji was crap.
I just accepted it for what it was. I actually like Jack Black though.
Oh yeah.
Jack Black's fucking funny, bro. That is one funny dude. I like Jack Black. Jack Black was hilarious in Jumanji. He's very versatile. Yeah. But what I was gonna tell you, man, Pig, man. Pig is such a good movie, bro. I think at first I said, man, they're gonna got Nicolas Cage in here doing a bunch of fighting shit. Cause like the whole concept, everyone's like, oh, is this gonna be like originally everyone was like, oh, this is gonna be like John Wick because someone took the pig, you know, and he was going to find him. And then I was just watching it and I'm just like captivated. I was like, this is nothing like John Wick. Nope. And those types of movies, it's not taken or anything. It's just, you know, it was his pig after his wife died and shit. That was his comfort animal. It was pretty much his comfort animal. Yeah. Without the badass shit that usually like John Wick come and kill everybody. And then you realize, then you start to realize his past. He was a chef, you know, stuff like that, bro. And then they had that. Did you finish it? Anyway, so I'm gonna stop. Now you gotta finish it, man. It's a very good film. I actually I reviewed it on my little review thing, and I gave it pretty high, man.
Yeah, I saw it.
Especially because we came off of jiu-jitsu. So yeah, it was. I gave it an 8 out of 10, I think.
Yeah,
very good movie, man. Very surprising. So Nicolas Cage did a really good job in that, man. Then you start. I was like, bro. But then I saw this trailer for this movie, and I was like, holy fuck! And it had the guy from The Mandalorian and stuff. The guy was like, yeah, man. So I'm going to go to this guy's island. You know what I'm saying? What do you want me to do? Fuck his wife? Yada yada yada. The guy's like, oh, I'm that guy. He's like,
I don't do any weird shit.
My bad. I think because he's Nick Cage is playing Nick Cage, so they reference all his movies and stuff. Like, it's just fun. Yeah. He's like, you want my face? He's like, dude, I've got a life-size statue of you.
Because there was a scene in there. What was it? The girl was like, have you seen Con Air? He was like, Con Air? Why do you even need to go so far? Face off?
Oh yeah. She's like, oh my god, Nick Cage. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. Nick Cage got, like, if you look at his acting thing, I would say, like, because I honestly think he just acts for fun now. Like you said, he just acts for fun. That's why he does like roles like that. Keanu Reeves do that. Mm-hmm. Keanu Reeves helps his boys out. Oh yeah, I'll do the movie for you. Movie be bad as fuck, but Keanu Reeves will be in there. And I think Nicolas Cage pretty much does it. He just likes to act.
Yeah,
and that's cool, man. Hey, if that's your passion, bro, and you want to do it, if it don't feel like a job, why not? You know what I mean? And he has enough stuff early. Gone in 60 Seconds, Con Air, Face Off, all that movies. I ain't gonna act like this dude was banging back early in the late 90s, early 2000s.
Yeah.
Snake Eyes. Like, let's be real. Nicolas Cage was fucking hot at one point. Ghost Rider 2.
Because
I don't like those shows.
Ghost Rider was
like those movies.
They were still pretty good.
Knight Rider. I thought Knight Rider was fun.
Yeah.
It's inside. Ghost Rider. Not Knight Rider. Ghost Rider 2 was a little. It was okay. It wasn't great, but
yeah,
I actually like Ghost Rider 1, especially when he met up with Elliot and he was like the previous Ghost Rider and the horse to cut the part. I thought it was I thought it was dope. So, then there's my boy Bruce Willis. His career is going the opposite direction. No, I don't. The thing about it is, I don't know if he likes.
What has he been doing?
Trash.
What was the last thing he did?
Oh my god, he just recently did a movie.
Oh, the Starship one that you were telling me about.
No, that ain't his last one, but yeah, that was bad, bro. Like that
was worse than Jiu-Jitsu?
100 times worse than Jiu-Jitsu, man. I give that shit a 1. Do you understand how bad that shit gonna be for me to give it a 1? I'm like the most lenient movie guy on the fucking planet.
Wow.
It was bad though. Like, well, it was like mixture because he didn't, like, when I look at Nicolas Cage in movies, Nicolas Cage be doing his thing. He be doing his thing. You could tell that he's enjoying acting, even in the movie, as bad as it is. Bruce Willis looked tired. Like, he looks like he's tired, bro. Like, he looks like he don't wanna, you get what I'm saying? Like, it's just like, yeah. He looked like Kenshi in the last installment, which would have been the prequel, where he was just like, dude, I just want this to end. Like, but there's like that in multiple movies. I think his last movie was something called Out of Breath or some shit like that. And they're like, Cosmic Sin is the movie, and that movie was a fucking sin. Call the Catholic Church. Y'all need to be taken away from making that shit. And what hurt me is like Frank Grillo is in it, and I was like, how is this movie bad? Don't get me. Frank Grillo does like a lot of B movies, but he's like high end because he does like TV shows and stuff, right? Yeah. You watch a movie, TV show with him in it too. So like when you see him, you like expect a level of, you know, it was bad, bro. It was terrible, bro. I fight through that movie.
He had Frank Grillo had a movie called Boss Level, and I was like,
Boss Level. That's it. Is that it? Is that the one where he keeps dying and coming back?
Yeah.
Yeah. You didn't like that?
That wasn't Bruce Willis though. That was
No. I said Frank Grillo's in there.
Christ. Yeah, Frank Grillo. He's in that. Yeah, that movie was hit and miss.
Was it a movie or a TV show?
It was a movie. It went on for too long, and then the ending was like, what?
Those Groundhog Day-ish shows are
time travel.
Yeah, it could only go on for so long. So I never understand how they try to make it a TV show, because that means they're not planning to coming back for a second season. Like what? Unless it happened to somebody else. But you know what, man? The best Groundhog Day type, I call it Groundhog Day type show, Edge of Tomorrow. But that was a movie, and that was Tom Cruise. That shit was so fucking good. I've watched that thing so much.
The manga was amazing.
Huh?
The manga was amazing.
The manga. Oh yeah. You know, I didn't know it was a manga until after.
Yeah, me either. And then I saw. I was looking at Battle Royale, and I saw it on another name. I was like, "What's this?" And I started reading it. And I was like, "Oh shoot, this is Edge of Tomorrow."
It's based off of it.
That fool. I was like, "Man, this is so good."
It's always hard to match a book. True. And I think they did a really good job with it. So, especially Emily Blunt. You know, they only say Full Metal bitch once in that movie.
Yeah.
The first time they said it, and then after that, anytime someone was about to say a bitch, they cut it off. Like it's like cleverly cut off though. It's not like why they bleeping it. Like yeah, it's like, aren't you the Full Metal? And then she like punches him in the chest. The guy goes flying. I like it. The Angel of Verdun.
No, so
that was cool.
Disrespect.
For me, watch Spider-Man No Way Home.
Yep.
They did a really good job, man. They pay homage to all the previous Spider-Man because they were in it.
I don't want homage. I want Tobey Maguire. I'm stingy like that.
Well, you got Tobey Maguire.
I want more.
But he's 49 years old.
I don't care.
So it was cool to see him in there. Because if you realize each Spider-Man is almost a different generation. So then you get the Amazing Spider-Man. What's Andrew Garfield's version? He was in there too. So it was cool to see that. And they also wrapped up a lot of the villain stories. Wrapped up a lot of the villain stories. Cut, Endo's pretty good. Dr. Ott and all that stuff.
I forget Disney don't put home premieres because they take it and put it on their own.
Yeah, they put it on Disney Plus.
I mean, they gotta wait.
So, you gotta wait a long ass time. So it's up to you, man. March. If anything, I would say watch this one in theaters. I just wait for Eternals to show up on Disney Plus or whatever.
Oh, Eternals coming out this month.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So like, watch that. Don't pay for that.
Nah, I'm paying for that.
Yeah. But I honestly think Dwayne,
movie.
I think this one would be. You might not love it, but you won't go hate it. It's coming from me, but they still do that joke thing, man. They still do that joke thing. That's a Marvel thing, though. They've been doing it for 24 years.
What joke thing?
Man, there'll be like a serious moment, and then somebody will crack like a joke or say something funny that breaks you out the immersion. They still do that.
Yeah.
They still do it, man. They still do it.
You know what? You know the two-man tandem they have between Peter Parker and the little
his best friend.
Yeah. I don't like that.
Don't worry about it, bro. Take it from me. Don't worry about it.
All right, cool.
Don't worry about it, bro. It at the end, there's only one thing that happens in the after credit scenes that I'm like, that makes absolutely no sense because it doesn't match to the story.
Mm-hmm.
But
have you watched Venom?
The second one?
Yeah.
Not yet. I was gonna watch it this weekend. Some shows where I didn't have a drive to watch it.
And it wasn't really like advertised. I was very
I think
surprised at that.
what's happening is that
Marvel,
yeah, they started to mesh it
and
now.
Sony.
Yeah. They started to mesh it now because that's what ties the end credit scene. So
okay.
You'll see it. Yeah. And they just got the rights back for those Netflix shows. So
which Netflix shows?
Like Daredevil and stuff.
Oh.
So Murdoch shows up.
Mm-hmm.
The Daredevil dude, he shows up. He's the lawyer.
The actual guy from
the
Netflix?
actual guy. The actual
That's
guy.
good.
Thank God. Man, if they had recast that with a riot. Start a riot. I need Punisher. All right. And we know who I want Punisher.
We want John
I need my boy
Berthal
to be Punisher. All right. No one else can act that role.
Burke.
I need Berthal. If anybody else get cast as Punisher, I don't even think they're gonna do Punisher though. Because it's Disney. They could have got rid of that. No, they could have got away with that shit on Netflix.
Yeah.
Disney not gonna do it, bro. You saw how brutal that shit was on Netflix?
is two thing.
Bro, he beat a dude at the end of season 1 so fucking bad. Was dismembered. Then he drag old dude's face across the glass.
Mm-hmm.
No, that shit ain't happening on fucking. That shit ain't happening
on
amnesia,
boy.
You know, like you don't see brutality. People die, but you don't see brutality on Disney stuff.
Yeah, so they might just water it down, and if they water it down,
then it's gone.
You
need to go with John's Perthal's acting style for Punisher. You need the brutality, especially with that dark, gritty voice. Like you can imagine that shit with like edited. I can't do it, bro. So we gonna just let it die. Just let it die. Don't even bring it back. We good.
Oh man, give it to Netflix and let them continue it.
They never gonna do that shit. They're trying to consolidate all that stuff under one banner. They're trying to consolidate all that shit to one banner now, man.
I am honestly looking forward to the next 5 years with Marvel, because the guy that made Disney such a conglomerate empire is gone, and I want to see the vision that they will have now. And already we saw the first step of that vision, which was Eternals, and I'm like, oh really? Okay.
Have you watched Eternals though?
Nope.
You need to watch it first before you say anything.
Too many people.
Too many people. What?
People. First of all, I trust your judgment, and if you didn't like it and you can find nothing in it that was worth, like, you know what? In the future, I could see it getting better. Like, you didn't even get on that path. You was like, why did you make this?
It was just, I think, also because I was expecting, and expectation kind of played a role in this too. But I try to tamper that stuff when I go to watch movies, and I've always done it. Mm-hmm. But I went in there, I was expecting a somewhat grounded, and then they just stumbled a lot of places, and obviously the joke stuff, that shit grinds my gears no matter what. Mm-hmm. And then like I don't know, man. It didn't work. But there's people that like it, and I wanted it to be successful because literally there is two Marvel movies and one Marvel series where a person of color is the lead. You know what I mean? And
that's Falcon,
Winter Soldier is the TV series, Black Panther, and Eternals is a mix of races. Is a mix of races, but you had like Shang-Chi and Shang-Chi.
Shang-Chi, yeah.
Right? So 4. Because like Eternals, I do count it because there is there's a black girl and stuff like that.
Yeah.
There's the Asian dude. So then there's the guy from India. Well, he's from Pakistan, but he was supposed to be from India. I don't understand. But anyway. So I was really rooting for it because it's nice to look at the TV screen and be like, yeah, man, it's a badass black dude on there.
To see it on screen.
And let's not be real. Like the first bunch of movies that were all led by a white dude named Chris. Like, right. So it would have been, but it was just, to me, it didn't work. I always tell you to watch it yourself so you could come from your own perspective, so you could give me your thoughts, because I'm really interested to hear what you say. Yeah. But I would not.
I think it's coming out after the 22nd.
Yeah,
I'll be chilling.
Yeah, man. If you got any free time, but like I'm saying, man, it's no rush, bro.
Bro, Christmas is about to be the most laid back I have ever been for the year. Mm-hmm. I've just been studying the Bible and the Book of Job and watching TV. So
Bible.
Yeah.
Sorry, man.
Man, it's good. I'm learning a lot.
Yeah, bro. That's definitely for you. What?
Look, I'll tell you what, right? Hey,
man, if it works for you, it works for you, bro.
No. This is my thing. It is a book, and every book has wisdom, and that's how I always look at it. Yeah. Nothing. So, like after I study the Bible for a bit, I actually might go back to reading the Quran and see what they say and see what kind of meshes up and the philosophies that they have.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah,
I would throw that book in the fire, but after reading it. But it's a storybook. There's a storybook, man. You know, don't get me wrong. Like there's parables and stuff in there that are really good life lessons. There's just some shit in there that I would be like, yeah. You know, the whole like don't wear different fabrics and shit, like in the Old Testament stuff like that. You know what I mean? But Jesus looked like a dude that was smoking a blunt with. Like I think he would smoke some weed, man. He'd be chill as fuck. He was a hippie.
Pretty much. I can tell you. I can tell you pretty much what I tell everybody. No one can tell you how to have sex with your wife, so no one should be able to tell you how to have a relationship with a great spirit. That's just it.
That's cool, man. And then to wrap up the show, I also watched. Do you watch Witcher yet? Season 2.
You watched season 2 already? That was a stupid question. Sorry.
They blew through them 8 episodes, bro. Over each.
Sorry,
put it on yesterday at 9 a.m. while I was working.
I remember when Castlevania come out, and you was like, "Dog, you watch Castlevania yet?" And I was like, "Nah." I was like, "You?" And he was like, "Done." And it was only like 12 p.m. my time. You had, because you didn't sleep the night before. Bro, you burned through it.
Threw my sleep away for that bitch. I also finished He-Man pretty quick, but He-Man is short. Like the season length is pretty short. But yeah, man. Good season. There's no jumping around like the first season, so you don't gotta worry about that.
Oh, thank you, Jesus.
I think they only did that in the first season to line up
to get the DC entire story.
Yeah. So now that the whole thing was leading up to them meeting. But now that they've met the little girl, and what's his name? Cavill's character,
Geralt.
Now that they're together, it's one story. Well, it's one storyline. Obviously, they jump between characters and shit, but it's just So
does Yennefer have a bigger part in it as well?
She's in there. Yeah, she has a big part. I don't want to say nothing because this one I want you to actually watch. I ain't gonna spoil nothing. She's pretty important in there.
There is something I do want you to spoil.
What?
Did they bring back the singer?
The singer?
Yeah.
Oh, the bard?
Yeah.
He shows up like halfway.
Is he still the comedic kind of thing of the whole show?
It's part of his personality, but it's not as. The stakes are a lot higher.
The stakes are a lot higher at this point. His personality.
No. Listen. The stakes are a little higher, so he doesn't have enough time to do as much
jokey stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I mean, so he says, the way he talks and stuff is still like that, but it's not to the extreme as it was in season 1. But he's a bard, so he's a bard. Okay. He's a bard, But so very good season, man.
Okay, cool.
Give it an 8 out of 10. It's not
that's
perfect.
dope.
It's not perfect.
Cavill going up there with
I love Cavill, man.
Willem Dafoe and Michael
like Cavill,
Shannon and Tom Cruise. I think that might start at 4. That's 4 or 5. Tom Cruise, Michael Shanahan, Willem Dafoe, Henry Cavill. Yeah, that might start at 4.
As it's like one. People that you will watch the movies.
Hands down.
Let me see. Yeah, I like Cavill stuff.
Even when people was like, Immortals was crap, I was like, you just didn't.
I don't know, man. I like Immortals, bro. It was weird. Immortals it was different, but the story itself is fucking weird. Beautiful. That's the thing. So it's not like they strayed far from the source material. Like that whole story is just weird. You know, it's just the way they visually did it. I like Immortals. Yeah. And that was around the time with 300. So like, I was in that fucking visual mood. So Tom Cruise, 100%. I watch anything that dude produce, obviously. Keanu Reeves. For me, that's 2.
Well, I watch everything by Keanu.
I watch everything by him, man. Bad or good. And I know he does like a lot of little films for his buddies and stuff. But I like Keanu Reeves, man. I kind of find
everything after Matrix was good. But you
don't like Matrix?
Bad. I do like Matrix, but I mean, for his career, everything after Matrix was good.
I think what happened though, is like after
Speed.
Well, Speed was before.
Exactly. And
I like Speed. You know they made a point 2. You know they made a part 2.
Yeah,
he wasn't in it. 3. He wasn't in it.
Yeah,
he said no.
I watched all 3, and I remember I heard that story because he was like,
it was garbage, man. Wasn't the other one a plane? No, the other one was a ship. Cruise control. Anyway, okay. So let me see what I say. That's 2.
Yeah.
The girl from
oh my god, my kid.
Emily Blunt. She makes some good stuff. I like Emily Blunt films.
Who is a female that I would hands down watch?
Jolie?
Nah, not Jolie. The woman that played Bird Box.
Yeah, the one that was in Speed?
Yeah. I used to like her movies when she was
She fell off a little bit though. But she's a really good actor. She actually has a really good movie on Netflix right now. Unforgivable.
Unforgivable, yeah.
Yeah, I gotta watch that. It looks really interesting.
Yeah,
because she went to prison for like 20 years, something like that.
And it's a different role from what she's used to, so it'll be interesting.
So
I can't think of a female actress I would hands-on watch. This is interesting. I think we gotta bring this up next week.
What's her name? Well, the thing about it is there's female actors I watch, but like it's just all the favorite. Like I like them. Like that woman that was in Battlestar Galactica. I don't know if you ever watched Battlestar Galactica. The blonde chick that died. Okay.
Gina Rodriguez.
Who's Gina Rodriguez?
She is the woman that played Jan. Is it Virgin Jan? Jan the Virgin. And then she was in Netflix with Awake.
I just need to put a face to her real quick. We're gonna wrap up here soon. Gina Rodriguez.
Yeah, B.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
She would get.
She fine as hell though.
I'm sorry, exactly.
But she's been in some shit movies.
but her acting has always been good.
Yeah, her acting is good. The movie was trash though. Awake? Was that the one that they couldn't sleep?
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that shit a 4 out of 10. It was garbage. She was good.
Really?
Oh, it was bad though. It was bad. She was good though. I thought it was bad.
It was good up to the climax. There's a movie that I want you to watch. It was produced by a production company in Barbados. I want you to watch it, B, and tell me your thoughts.
Big Rocks?
Nah, not Sellout. Although I try to find Sellout because Sellout.
It's hard to find that movie. I can't find it.
Sellout to me was amazing. B, like everybody laugh at these men, but in my head I was like, yo, this is the man from Ivy Block that we laugh at for being drug dealers. Who had the balls to create a movie?
I thought it was fine.
And
we gotta remember that they didn't have much production stuff. Like they were just shot it on like old camcorders.
They were
shit, man.
literally the pioneers.
Yeah, I couldn't hit on that. A for effort, man. But anyway, so be sure to catch Spider-Man. Let me know what you think about Witcher, guys.
Yup.
If you have watched Pig with Nicolas Cage, be able to watch that. And next 2 weeks after Christmas, that week in between New Year's and stuff. Wait, New Year's is a next Saturday, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, New Year's Day. Wait. New Year's Day is Saturday.
Is either the Saturday or the Friday? 1 and 2. We'll just do our top
because Thursday is the 30th. So yeah, Saturday is the 1st. So
yeah,
Sunday of that we're gonna have Sunday of that we're gonna have our top 5 shows of the year that we watched, because obviously they're gonna be spread out. I can already tell you what's number 1, but we're gonna wait till we get there.
Really, I can answer that after we finish this.
But look forward for that in a couple weeks. Be sure to comment, like, subscribe if you're on YouTube. Follow us if you're watching it on the podcast, Spotify, or whatever. And as always, guys, during this holiday season, stay safe out there.
And don't watch Tokyo Revengers. Peace.
Peace. Time travel.